Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
To all my friends in Arizona, you don't need Gary Kaltbaum to tell you that your power costs are going up astronomically year after year. Last year, APS had a huge rate increase, which impacted so many families. This year, it's SRP's turn. There is a good chance that the federal solar tax credit, your hard-earned federal tax dollars that you will receive and that pays 30% of your solar system, may be going away at the end of December. But I'm here to tell you about the Solar Sandy solution. Don't regret not going solar now. The Solar Sandy solution strives to achieve zero power bills, or very close to zero. And for over 10 years, my friend Solar Sandy has been helping Arizona families and getting them the federal and state tax credit that helps pay for it. When those bills go up, there's nobody helping you pay your increased power bills. So go to AskSolarSandy.com. That's AskSolarSandy.com and fill out her kilowatt worksheet today. That's AskSolarSandy.com.
Forgot something inside or picking up food from the store? Never leave a child in a car. In Arizona, heat stroke can happen in seconds. Temperatures can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, making a vehicle dangerously hot. Heat stroke can happen even in the shade or when it's below 60 degrees outside. Once you park, always remember to stop, look, and lock. Visit heatstroke.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
First episode psychosis is no joke, and neither is getting help as soon as symptoms show up. Early treatment gives you a better chance at feeling like yourself again. If you are showing signs, like having hallucinations or trouble thinking clearly, don't wait. Counseling, medication, and support from loved ones can slow down the effects of psychosis before it's too late. Speak with your doctor today and visit learnmorefep.org. Sponsored by MadForce, working to build healthier communities.
To all my friends in Arizona, you don't need Gary Kaltbaum to tell you that your power costs are going up astronomically year after year. Last year, APS had a huge rate increase, which impacted so many families. This year, it's SRP's turn. There is a good chance that the federal solar tax credit, your hard-earned federal tax dollars that you will receive and that pays 30% of your solar system, may be going away at the end of December. But I'm here to tell you about the Solar Sandy solution. Don't regret not going solar now. The Solar Sandy solution strives to achieve zero power bills, or very close to zero. And for over 10 years, my friend Solar Sandy has been helping Arizona families and getting them the federal and state tax credit that helps pay for it. When those bills go up, there's nobody helping you pay your increased power bills. So go to AskSolarSandy.com. That's AskSolarSandy.com and fill out her kilowatt worksheet today. That's AskSolarSandy.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Powell Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's the weekend!
Warriors! Warriors! Come to play!
Yeah! Here we go!
Good Saturday morning, everybody. We're broadcasting live from the Weekend Warrior Studios in beautiful Peoria, Arizona. I'm Ralph Romano, the good-looking one, alongside my partner in crime, the legend, Neil Lynch. And then we've got the legendary, shiny underarm guy, Philip Amorine, in the control room. I just want to touch your arms. It's the Weekend Warriors.
So, hey, everybody. For those of you who are streaming online, hi. We kind of forgot to turn stuff on for the first hour, so we're really sorry about that. But we're back now. So get involved in the show. Hit us up on the Fanatic text line 888-368-1580, or now that we've turned it on, you can comment on our live social media streams that are actually live now on X, YouTube, and
how many
Facebook.
times are you going to say it?
I'm gonna say it a lot more times. Every time, if you say "wow" every time, I'm gonna keep saying it because I want to hear you say "wow, wow, 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 wow."
All right.
Owen Wilson, wow, wow.
I got one last text. Let's catch up on the text
Wow.
line. Let's see here.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't been around, we had a great first hour. It was fantastic. Too bad you didn't see it.
Well, we were still on the radio, which is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and you can listen back on the podcast.
That's right.
We're all
That's
good.
right. You can catch up.
You need to catch that first hour because it was
fire.
it was different.
Straight
Full
fire.
of polls.
Swesman's on a text line says, I have thought you guys, how about Dion taking over Florida State's program? That's where he's from. I think he played there. He's a Florida State guy, but I think they're pretty good right now. They don't need him. Plus, a lot of people wear expensive sunglasses in Florida.
I wonder if our LA friend Hervey has something to say about that. Hervey,
I think he would.
Would you be okay with Deion Sanders taking over Florida State? Hit us up in the comments.
I don't think
Let
he
us
would
know.
want him on Florida. But anyway,
We'll have to see.
hey, before we switch to NFL, I have a question. One last thing to say, Phil.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, they
You-
weren't mine.
You know who's leading the college football in scoring right now, right? The number one scoring offense in college football.
Oh,
the
dear
team?
heavens.
Would it not be? No, I don't know.
It's USC.
The University of Spoiled Children. Yes.
66 points a game.
Wow.
Well,
I don't
good
want
for
to talk
you.
about the fact they haven't played anybody. I just
Yeah,
want to
I know.
enjoy
I
that.
s-
for the
okay,
moment. I just
okay.
want to enjoy it for the moment.
At least you're being self-aware.
I know
Everybody
that that's
loves
not going
it.
to last.
Everybody loves a self-aware king. So there you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, the
All right,
extended preseason.
That's exactly what it was. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's go to the NFL. Let's talk about Thursday night football.
Yeah, let's
with the
talk about it.
great-
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the games of last
Oh,
week.
I forgot about this.
I knew you forgot about it.
Yes.
We did have
That was from
last year.
That was from our Sunday show last year. I'm
Wow.
so glad it's back.
I like using that again.
How about them Packers?
What about a reverse? See what now? Hold on.
How
now.
about them Packers?
Why are we starting on Thursday?
We want to start on Monday?
Oh, let's go back to the
Let's
previous
go back to the
That's
week that
fine.
was.
I don't want to.
What?
Oh, why not?
No, go
because
ahead. Go
because
ahead.
the
Because-
Seahawks lost.
Because somebody's been on this airline and feels like they've gone through all of it when some of us have not even had a chance to
All right.
talk about the demolishment, the absolute just
Demolishment.
absolute ramshackling that was the 49ers over the Seahawks.
What?
I
Are you
don't think it
serious?
was that. It
Did
was
you
a
just
say that?
ramshack.
I have-
Did you actually watch the game?
I
Because it
have
was
thing-
not a
I
ramshack.
Let him
have
talk.
things that I need to say about
Okay,
Okay,
I
all
have
right.
things I need to rebut.
Get it
you
off
on.
your
Go ahead.
chest.
All right. So do we want to start there or do we want to go to other games?
I
Let's
think you
start
should do
there.
it.
Let's
Why
start
not?
there. All right.
Let's do
In
it.
all honesty, first of all, the difference in the game felt like Christian McCaffrey. Are we going to be all in agreement there? Because
No,
Christian McCaffrey, really? Oh, because
no, absolutely not.
Because for me, every so often that the Seahawks sturdy defense that felt like they were controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides.
Sturdy?
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
They were
except,
good.
except every once in a while, like they just pull up with an explosive interception or an explosive
Yeah.
turnover. But outside of that, like they were losing contain a lot of the time that Brock Purdy was able to attack for like 277 yards and all that. But a lot of it came from Christian McCaffrey, who just a lot of the times you had to admire made
Well-
something out of nothing. He looked closer to being prime AP offensive player of the year MVP candidate Christian McCaffrey than not.
But the Seahawks did what they wanted to do. They held them to 7 points into the fourth quarter. The issue for this game, I mean, that's a big deal. 7 points through 3.5 quarters. What happened was Reek Woolen is what happened. Reek Woolen was terrible. He played an absolutely horrendous game and may have lost his starting spot this week, because of how bad he played. He gave him that touchdown at the end. That
Okay.
should have
Andres-
never happened. He gave him that other deep pass play down the line that should have been picks. They were bad throws. And he had them both lined up to pick, and he gave them up. He was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. That's why that game was even close. Seattle should have won that game.
Local
I agree.
hero, injury maven over there, Brock Purdy. How dare you try and besmirch him, sir?
Brock
How dare
Purdy.
you?
He wasn't good. And honestly, if it wasn't for that great rush by, I think it was Bosa on Lucas at that last play of the game for Seattle, when Darnold went back to throw the ball, he hit Lucas right in the back
Right in
because
the
it was right
tuchus.
behind him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Seattle's they're positioned to win that game. I mean, I was impressed with how Sam Darnold ran the offense. I was impressed overall with the defense, with the exception of Reek Woolen. I thought they played really well. To me, that was two heavyweights going at it. Those are two really good defenses.
See,
and they showed it.
See, I thought that the defense for the Seattle Seahawks was there. It felt like they couldn't hold up in coverage if the line didn't get there quick enough. That was my takeaway. Of course, certainly that they had a few turnovers that certainly helped, mitigate the score on the part of the 49ers. But the 49ers, to me, felt like the better team. That were always just like kept getting nullified by the defense. The Seahawks, at no point in time did I felt like Jackson Smith and Jigba just would
He was stud.
He was weaseling his way out of there, and he'd pop up there and again. But I mean, I don't know how you felt, but that offensive line did not look good whatsoever. I mean, the 49ers are not the 49ers of old as far as defense. Like right now, they are a depleted defense that has Robert Saleh scheming and doing things to where he is working towards the defensive.
I love Robert Saleh.
Magic tricks.
He's going into his bag of trips, working towards a qualification of defensive coach of the year, what have you. I mean, he's working with secondhand pieces, to be sure. I do not feel confident whatsoever that the Seattle Seahawks offensive line is going to be able to hold them up.
How many sacks and hits did they have on Darnold? One?
I mean, they certainly had a lot of pressures that
they
led
had
to
one sack.
Yeah, but Sam Darnold was throwing it away all the time. He was throwing into to left and right to making it look like either
But
he was
that's
throwing
the offense. The offense is a quick step back and throw.
I mean, and also Kenneth Walker.
He was terrible.
He looked terrible. Like it looks like Zach Charbonnet is not only the 1A, but like the 1 to now Kenneth Walker will be the 2.
Who said that was going to happen? I did, because I think Charbonnet is primed right now to take that team over. Charbonnet is great. Now Kenneth Walker vows to change that this week. But you have to remember one thing for Walker. I'll give him this. That's the first time he's seen any action. Period. He didn't play in the preseason. Nothing. Those were his first touches. So I'm going to give him that game. I better see better this week.
The only thing that I would say is that the Seattle Seahawks did nothing to make me move or make me feel like their fatal flaws are still going to be fatal flaws that other team can certainly take even better advantage of than the 49ers. This felt like a close divisional game that I feel like the Seattle Seahawks are going to be more of a losing team and also Cooper Kupp.
He was non-existent.
Oh my God, that is bad money. That is bad money being thrown down the drain there.
Okay, it was 1 week. It was 1 week.
Cooper Kupp. For like the last 6 weeks that he's played, he has like a total of 69 yards, I believe.
You got to remember, just like we're going to talk about for the Lions or we're going to talk about for the Bears, it's a new coordinator running a new offense. It's going to new players in there. It's going to take time to get it all together. Now, if we're sitting here at week 6 or 7 saying these same things about Cooper Kupp, agree with you 100%. But let's give it a few games and a few weeks to see how they get it going. I'm very optimistic. I said this on the radio yesterday. I would rather have this Seahawk loss, which should have been a win.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
I'd rather have that instead of how the Cardinals won, because I thought the Cardinal win was horrendous.
It wasn't the worst win.
Bad team.
Yeah, they
had a couple of worse wins.
They backed into victory.
That's a bad win against a bad team. That makes you a bad team as well.
Here, let's speak about another bad win.
Go ahead.
Broncos win over the Titans. That was pretty gosh darn.
Knicks looked horrible.
Yeah, he looked horrendous. And granted, this is coming from somebody who bought into the Titans. Like for as much as I feel confident in my Titans stock after that game, because the Titans defense looks nasty. They look gnarly. Like Bo Nix looked bad, but I have to hope for the aspirations that my Broncos have for this season, which I still have as a playoff team. I have to hope that it was just the Titans defense looking as nasty as I thought that they might, rather than Bo Nix just being that god awful. My goodness.
I just think he had a bad game. And I think sometimes good teams play down to bad teams. It happens.
Cam Ward, you saw some mistakes, but also you saw a lot of good there. Like
saw a lot of bad though.
Did you? I mean, a lot of the wide receivers kept popping it up like lollipops left and right. Like Calvin Ridley had a couple of horrible drops. Their coach over there certainly was not doing Cam Ward any favors. They should have gone into the halftime up 6-0 or 3. I forget what the current. It was so bad of a score. What was it?
I like Cam Ward. I like him as a person. I mean, I think he's a dedicated player. I hope he does well. I don't see it, but I'm really pulling for him. I think he looked like a rookie, which he should look like a rookie, right? 100%. So we'll see how he develops. I think he's got a lot more potential than certain other legendary people we've talked about on this show.
Legendary.
I think this guy's really dedicated to his craft and he wants to be a football player, unlike other idiots. So I'm really pulling for him. I think I hope he has a future. We'll see. I still think you're nuts about your 10 wins for the Titans. That's not going to happen.
I think it's happening. Ravens, Bills. Speaking of something that's not happening.
Great game.
Great game.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Now, be honest, to a man, did anybody check out? Did anybody say, you know what? Game's over. Might as well hit the hay early.
So I did check out briefly because we were watching the game with friends at the Nest North on 59th and Thunderbird, and it looked like, and we were watching. There was somebody there in our group who was a Ravens fan, and when we saw the score like early fourth quarter, we're like, you know what, we just got to go home. Let's just go home. So we said our goodbyes. We got home, and I turned the TV on once we got home, and lo and behold, it was becoming a much different game. So I did check out briefly, but I did watch it to the very end.
Don't sleep on Josh Allen, man.
Holy cow! I mean, that was unbelievable.
It was one of the most conflicting games of I've seen in a while.
Oh yeah,
right. Because like for me, while one, you have to be incredibly impressed by the Bills' determination, by Josh Allen's talent. I also have to think, giving up 40 to a playoff team that you are certainly going to see certainly does not assuage my my concerns about this team or its defense whatsoever. Like, and I think that for the vast majority of that game, the Ravens not only looked like they were the better team, they felt like the better team. And
yes.
They even ending the game, I'd still say that you feel like the Ravens still feel like the better team. They just happen to find a way to lose. So if you're the Bills walking away from this, I think you're happy that you have the tiebreaker and the win. It doesn't feel like you're walking away feeling much better about how this team is going to be and come the playoffs.
Well, we talked about the Bills secondary going to have issues this year, and they're going to give up points. But that's where I think you're going to see a lot of this with the Bills this year. They're going to be high-scoring games, and Josh Allen's going to have to outscore the other team at a higher level.
And it's going to be sustainable.
And it's the thing is, can he maintain that pace the whole season?
And the problem with teams like that is those are not teams that typically win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So I think they'll be an exciting team this year. I think we'll see a lot of what we saw last week, but I hate to say it, when I'm thinking I want them to win the Super Bowl, I'm not sure they can with that defense.
Yeah. One more thing. Can we all agree that Lamar Jackson looks like Frozone? Can we all agree that, please?
Especially whenever he's like in a colder environment and he
he looked like Frozone. I was like, where is my super suit? That's what I thought. So
Derrick Henry with an uncharacteristic fumble still looks like I was texting somebody
that was gross.
Texting with somebody during the game. I was like, in like 5 years, there's going to be a kid just like, Daddy, when is Derrick Henry going to stop being good? Like, it's crazy how good he looked, obviously until the fumble, but like how just 18 carries, 169 yards with 2 touchdowns. My God.
Is that how kids talk in your world?
Yeah.
Daddy. Whatever.
Before we go to one final game, T-Licious is on the text line, says, Jake effing Tongues. That is all. Go Niners. Suck it, Ralph. Let me say this to you. How does it feel to be without a quarterback and without a tight end? That's because you played the Seahawks, baby. You came and you fought and you got beat up and you got a lucky win. Enjoy it because it's the only one you're going to get against them this year. And have fun with Big Mac as your quarterback.
And they are in trouble against the Saints.
Are.
That is very concerning.
Yeah, they're in trouble in the next few weeks.
I agree
with that. Let's talk about one other game that I know Neil would probably like to talk about.
What game would that be?
The Vikings, who looked like absolute arse for 3 quarters, maybe 3+ quarters, and then the Bears just seemed to stop playing in the fourth quarter. I'm going to give more credit to the Bears not playing than I am to. I'm still not sold on Captain.
I'm not sold on JJ either.
I mean, to me, he was going like it was weird as the defense stopped playing. It was really odd.
No, that's true. But okay, so there is a little fact. Okay. Yes, it's way too early to crown J.J. McCarthy for anything, but you have to admire the way he rallied that team and brought him back.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
He was I think, what was the stat they had on the air? He's the first Vikings quarterback to score 2. He was the first rookie quarterback in his first game to score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter since Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah.
I mean, he's he's one of only
age.
6 players, I believe, to score 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he pulled off some ridiculous stuff. Now, again, this is the Minnesota Vikings, and I realize that they are shedding their stigma from years past, so we have to give them hope, but that's not a bad way to start. And listen, all the things that I said about the Bears are still true. They are trying to find their way. I told you.
Saw that.
I told both of you, especially Phil. I looked lovingly into his eyes and I said, Phil, the coaching is going to be the difference. Ben Johnson is going to get out-coached by Kevin O'Connell. Not Kevin McCarthy, who's used to be a congressman, but Kevin O'Connell. And Kevin's going to out-coach you. And sure enough, he did. So kudos.
And that's exactly what happened. I mean, you're right.
Yeah,
you're 100% right.
You look at how that game started out, not only just for the Vikings, where JJ
it was not good.
Caleb looked
He looked good.
Bearable, yeah. I mean, pardon the pun, but he was 10 for 10 to start out the game,
Yeah,
and
he
you
looked good.
felt coming out into that game, you saw the script. Like it was for me, it was as plain as day. Where you saw Ben Johnson was layering in the easy stuff, and the further and further away you got from the scripted stuff that they had planned on all preseason, all offseason, everything. You just saw Caleb Williams slowly try to like mix between the oil and water that is like the coaching, to like go through your progressions, and his just inner moxie and desire to do the Patrick Mahomes magic stuff, which was there, but also it's concerning that it was there just for like a first down. Like it wasn't for magical stuff that
Right.
like was consistent and was also mixed with the come on, you got to get the easy stuff on the open guy down the field is open, wide open for an easy touchdown, but you're going for the check down. Like we gotta make the easy stuff do completions. You know,
The Vikings were getting a lot of pressure on the front. That was a lot of it. Yes.
I think Caleb Williams right now, and I'm wearing my Caleb Williams jersey, by the way.
Yes, you are.
Caleb Williams
Homer!
is like a beaten wife.
Oh my gosh.
No, and let me tell you what I mean by that.
Oh my god.
He is. He's like a beaten
Why does he come up with
spouse.
these analogies?
Because
It's just
the
bizarre.
last couple of years for him, and if you look at his
What
last
the?
2 years, the minute he gets the handoff or gets the snap, he's got someone beaten on him, right? It's instant. I mean, and he's got to learn how to
gotta see what you look
trust.
like.
He's got to learn how to trust this offensive line that, you know what? This line's not going to hurt him. This line's going to protect him. And they're going to try to
But
get
they
him
didn't,
through
though.
the game.
They were struggling.
They weren't bad. They're okay.
Caleb gets credit for scrambling out of most of that. So I'm not dumping on him at
Right.
all. I think he is improved. Yes.
But he's still, to Phil's point, he's still trying to do things that he doesn't need to try to do, and he needs to trust. Stay in that pocket one more second. Do that. He had missed a lot of reads in that game that he could have had some easy
you could
throws.
make that point.
Where he didn't do that, and he tried to do something outrageous, and that's from being beaten the last two seasons. I really believe that he's getting so badly beaten the last two seasons that it's forcing him to think, the minute I get this ball, I got to start thinking Superman. I got to run instead of trusting the offense. And I think once he gets down to trusting it, you'll see that breakout happen. So that's what I meant by that.
So yeah, I'm sure. So when we come back, why don't we talk about another NFC NFC North rival here in the Packers, who have not only played one game, have played two games since last we discussed.
That's
They-
right.
They have. So we'll talk about that. And then I want to just touch on the Lions real quick. It's the Weekend Warriors right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona, and they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike, and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
Whether you're betting in person or online in Arizona, double check before you place your bet. Verify your gaming operator. Make sure the sportsbook or casino is regulated at gaming.az.gov/check-your-bet. Using a regulated operator gives you important player protections, access to secure payments, the ability to file dispute if needed, and responsible gaming tools and resources. Protect yourself. Protect your bet. Head to gaming.az.gov/check-your-bet to learn more about regulated gaming in Arizona. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Gaming.
I'm Angela Gonzalez, reporting from Phoenix. We're talking with the community about Phoenix Police Department. Ma'am, what do you think?
Oh, I love them. They're our local heroes. We've had some problems around here with break-ins and people using drugs on the streets. The police work with our community to have a presence in our neighborhood and keep our streets safe.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Gracias a la Policía de Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
1580, The Fanatic.
Weekend Warriors on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you would like to get involved in the show today, we would love to hear from you. Please text us on the Fanatic text line 888-368-1580. Texting charges may apply. Or comment on our live social media streams on X, on YouTube, and on the Book of Faces.
Cardinal Art's on the text line.
Yay!
What a coincidence. Damn, Ralph. Give me a bit of credit. I'm at work listening, but not supposed to be on my phone. And my boss loves the show and agrees with most of your suck it Ralph takes. Apologize for the typos.
You have a great boss.
Art. Hey, hi, boss of Cardinal Art. Fire him.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever considered downsizing?
That's right. That's right. You ever heard of a riff?
Anyway. So what AM, PM do you work at?
Oh,
all right. Anyway.
That is, wow.
Make me a hot dog, dude.
That's
all right.
Weird.
The
so
only
weird.
other game before we get to the Packers game, what I thought was interesting that we've been talking about is everybody was talking about the Lions. They looked horrendous. And that goes to the fact that they lost both their coordinators. Right.
Yes.
And this is a whole new way of doing business. And it's going to take some time. And man, they just did not look good at all. I can't think of one drive where I went there and went, wow, this looked good. They looked bad.
Yeah, I think, listen.
Sorry, what's her name that watches?
Oh, yeah, I forgot her name too. Good Lord.
Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Lisa.
Thank
I'm
you, Lisa.
sorry,
I apologize, Lisa. We love you.
You'll get
Sorry,
better,
Lisa.
but just not right now.
Yeah, I think I agree. And that was part of the reason why I was so confident is that it always happens, right? I think that's going to change, but I also think that I mean, that was part of the reason the Packers did so well the first game was obviously they're playing the Lions in that state right now. It will change over time. I think the next matchup when they face each other, I forget what it is later in the season, it's going to be a little different. I don't know if the outcome is going to be any different, but it absolutely is going to be. It was bound to happen, and good. I mean, you can only bite off kneecaps for so long. Then you got to actually coach.
Yeah, a couple things on this. I mean, first of all, we came into the season saying, what are the Green Bay Packers? They are an incredibly stout team with like no holes whatsoever across the thing. And then all of a sudden, what do you add to the mix? You had Micah Parsons, who I've heard talk from analysts, former quarterbacks this week saying, sometimes it doesn't make much sense, but sometimes I actually would rather know that a guy is consistently in the lineup where I can adjust, especially as a quarterback, adjust where my coverage is, know where the guy is, all that stuff. When he's on a snap count, speaking of Micah Parsons, I'm having to adjust. Well, do I do double coverage, roll double coverage, or protection over to where he was? No, I'm now having to like adjust on the fly and be like, okay, it's an obvious passing down, but he's either in or he's not.
Yes.
So I thought that was an interesting one that we saw more implementation of Micah later on, and certainly every time that Micah was in the game, you saw the impact. Whether or not he actually got a sack, it was incredibly poignant to see. Like every time, like they were adjusting for him, they were making sure that he was covered. He was at least being jammed by a running back. Speaking of running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs over there somehow managed to have an Alvin Kamara stat line where he got 10 passes, but he only managed to make 31 yards out of it. I thought that shows a great deal of defensive coverage on the part of the Green Bay Packers. This was an incredible beatdown by a home team that was just hungry, rip-raring, and ready to go, and did nothing to sway me from my thought of how incredibly powerful these Packers are. I mean, the fact that they are currently dealing with wide receiver issues and yet still have a complete wide receiver core, a seemingly top 5 tight end now. I mean, out of Tucker Kraft.
Good old Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, this team, I do want to see one more week from the Detroit Lions in order to see, like, are they genuinely this bad, or will they be able to out talent the lack of coaching that they lost in the offseason. But I certainly was not fond of this Lions team sans the coaching. Like, I thought that was a lot that they lost on both sides of the ball that they then hired from within. Felt like a mistake at the time. Certainly looks like a mistake now.
Well, and the Packers continued their play and on Thursday night, I thought, against the Commanders, right? I mean, so we saw the Packers come out, and I was really curious. How are they going to look? Because they played maybe a bad Lions team. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? But they came out against what we all feel is probably a pretty good Commanders team.
A contending
talented
Commanders
Commanders team that should contend for, a playoff spot and maybe for a shot.
And Jordan Love had a career high 292 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Right. And then we see the Commanders come out and get stifled. I mean, honestly, by the Packers. The Packers jumped all over them.
4 sacks and 3 hurries just from Parsons alone.
Yeah, I mean, Parsons is making a huge difference on the Packers. I mean, a huge difference.
Yeah.
And just Jordan Love looks good. The offense looks comfortable.
Does not have a specific wide receiver that he's distributing the ball so efficiently, just to everybody, whoever is open, and you got to love it.
But his favorite target is Tucker Kraft. Six receptions for 124 yards and a touchdown. And also getting Josh Jacobs involved in the pass game, along with his rushes. And I mean, that's fantastic.
To me, what set them apart is the 2 90-plus yard drives in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
That, to me, that's a team that's got it going on.
Oh, yeah.
When you can do those, you're going to take the clock over, you're taking the game over, you're setting the tone. And that's exactly what they did with those 2 drives. They took the Commanders completely out of it.
That's why this is a reason why I remember back in the Brett Favre days, which was a long, long time ago, as I'm realizing now, like 30 years ago. Good grief. Oh, I'm old. But back in those days, we all knew that Brett Favre had his favorite receivers: Antonio Freeman, Robert Brooks, sometimes Dorsey Levens out of the backfield, Keith Jackson, whatever the case was. He had Donald Driver. He had his favorite receivers. And you knew that eventually Favre was going to trust them too much and try to force the ball to them. And a lot of Favre's mistakes came because he would try to throw in triple, quadruple coverage to his favorite receiver. And most of the time it didn't work out. That's the beauty of not having a top wide receiver. You don't have to worry about the ego.
Right.
You're just passing the ball around. Whatever's open, whatever read you get, whatever the defense gives you, you take it. And obviously you take risks and chances at sometimes. But man, when you've got a good tight end like Tucker Kraft,
thank you.
It's going to stretch the field. Thank you very much.
Much to Ralph's point, Neil, did you ever feel in doubt? Like, once they got up 14-3, even going into halftime, I felt like that game was just put it in the can. Like, I felt completely secure. Like, I have no doubt with the Packers, like I do with the Ravens, where once they have a game and they look this dominant and this stout and this well put together as a team as a whole, that I was like, there's no way that they lose this, even to a totally reasonable Commanders team.
Yeah, out of respect for the Commandos, I absolutely was not 100% certain this game was in until like maybe the mid-4th quarter. I'm like, okay, they've got this. But that's it. That's, for me personally, that's because I respect the Commandos. I think they're a good team.
They don't look the same.
No, they are incredibly
Jordan Daniels doesn't look like what he did last year.
Is it the sophomore?
It's only 2 games.
Sophomore jinx, you think?
I don't know if it's CJ Stroud syndrome or if it's just that it's been 2 games. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't know. It didn't look as fluid as it did last year. Last year there was something about that offense, right? And so far in 2 games, I don't see it.
Yep,
I don't see it at all.
No, I agree. That team, I felt like that team was going to take a step back. It's incredibly thin. It's deceptively old because you know that Jaden Daniels is there, but then you look around at a lot of the outside pieces, whether it be Von Miller, Marshawn Lattimore, even Laramie Tunsil. I mean, like a lot of the key pieces that they are contributing on, that they have key contributors on, are deceptively old.
You know what?
And they lost Eckler too now.
Yeah. Austin Eckler was old and injury prone. Now he's gone.
With all these games, we said it before, we'll say it again. Let's give it a couple more weeks before we start crowning people or start burying people. Let's just forget about it.
Yeah, you have to give it 5 weeks.
Got a couple of weeks left.
5 weeks. Oh,
I give it 5. I think that the league shapes up in about 5 weeks. You start seeing where you're going.
But
you got to remember, as good as the Packers look right now, and they do, they look like the best team in football. Will they look like that at week 10?
That's
exactly.
Because we've seen too many times, and Cardinal fans, you know, it's better than anybody, where your team comes out of the gate and they look fantastic, and then all of a sudden, different team the second half of the season.
Exactly.
Yeah, Cardinal Arts on the text line says the same AM PM you frequent at the wee hours of the night. Wait a second, that's you?
Oh,
wow!
Nice.
You really should get a haircut.
Nice job there, bud.
You really should get a haircut.
Yeah, I might want to shave. Silver Pops is on the text line saying, Jordan Love. Psst, let's talk about Darnold. Come on, guys. Well, we did talk about.
Yeah, there's
Darnold.
not much to talk about.
I
When you
think
fumble the
Darnold
game
looked
away
good.
like that, and you have
No,
a
that
bad
wasn't his
offensive
fault. That
Darnold's
wasn't his
gonna be
fault. That wasn't his
fine.
fault.
Darnold's
I
gonna
thought
be
Darnold
fine.
was exactly what the Seahawks
He
needed.
tried to do the old center sneak and put the football somewhere where the sun don't shine, and then waddle across to a touchdown, and it didn't work out quite as well. But
I
you know.
think Darnold is good.
Oh,
Baker's
please.
cocky hands on the text line says Lattimore
click
is a
that.
problem. Used to be a problem for the opponent. Now he's the worst starting corner in the league.
I don't know about worst starting corner, but certainly injuries have certainly robbed him of what he certainly was on the Saints. He was an all-pro cornerback, and now I don't know if you're getting quite the return that you did on the a round 3 pick traded away for him. Yeah,
You still there, Phil?
Hey.
oh, I'm still here. Are
We
you
lost
guys?
you for a second. That was weird.
Oh,
Wow.
that is weird. Okay. Anyways, can you guys?
Hey.
So you guys hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can.
We're
hear that
back.
Beautiful
Fantastic.
voice of yours. Yeah.
Exquisite.
All right. So, should we go into our
Let's
picks?
talk about the picks. Yeah.
Yeah, I
let's
guess-
talk about my excellent picks last
So
week.
we look at last week, and we'll gloss over this really, really fast.
No,
I'm
well,
kidding.
nope. No, we're gonna
So-
revel in it a little bit.
Ralph was 2-3. Phil 4-1.
Yeah, baby.
Your only loss was the Chicago Minnesota game, and Neil a perfect 5-0.
Am I 4-1? I thought I picked the Ravens. Or no, I picked the Bills. Yeah, I did.
You picked the Bills.
Gosh
We all
darn
did.
it. I'm so
Dun,
smart.
dun, dun, dun,
So
dun, dun,
5-0 for
dun,
Neil.
dun,
That is
dun, dun,
phenomenal, Neil.
dun, 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 dun.
You know
That's-
I'm going to catch you and pass you, but still 5-0 is
Listen,
really
I listen. I get the early. It's just like my life. I get the early lead, and then I get passed up. That's how it works. So I'm gonna enjoy it while I can.
good. All right. Well, let's start with our picks. So,
All right.
can we get music for this? Or
No, we tried that last time.
all right, it didn't
did not
work. Okay.
Yeah, it's work. Let's just not do that.
Let's do the picks.
But I can be
Okay.
in the back just beatboxing.
Let's. All right. Game number 1. We have Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles at the Chiefs.
The
Chiefs,
chefs.
The Chefs are in danger of going 0-2, and there's some problems there, right? Worthy is doubtful. I don't think he's playing. And
Yeah.
outside of Worthy, I'm just not sure who Mahomes is going to throw the ball to. So, Phil, start with you.
Old Hollywood Brown back down there.
What in the?
Is going to be the lead receiving option for Patrick Mahomes this game. It's at home. It's in September where the Chiefs rarely lose at home. I'm going to go Chiefs and not enjoy a bit of picking this. Like the Eagles are the better team. I mean, it's the same analysis we did for the Super Bowl, but now we're here. The one thing that does not bring me joy and assure me of where we are is that the Eagles certainly did not look up to the billing of last year's offensively, where they certainly, whether it's intentional, whether or not it's by design, I don't know what, but they were not running with Saquon with full abandon as they were last season, let alone even in the playoffs. So
Reckless abandon, if you will.
yes, one would say that. So I'm wondering whether or not, again, whether it's intentional or not, if they abandon the route of Saquon Barkley will be our entire offense, and they're now going to go to even a 50-50 where Saquon Barkley will get us important downs, and now Jalen Hurts has to throw, or dare I say even scramble in order to generate offense. I'm not sure I trust that offense, especially against a Chiefs team that is not only rip-roaring for revenge, but also needs a win in order to avoid an 0-2 start to the season. I think that this Chiefs team is being undervalued here, and I would go the Chiefs, but I can bear. I mean, I'm either way.
So, Neil, do the Chiefs have your heart, or do the Eagles bring you more joy?
The Eagles bring me more joy.
Oh,
if this were a Hollywood script, this should be a Chiefs victory. They're at home. They suffered a tough loss in Brazil. They're back in front of their home crowd. They're trying to reestablish themselves. They're facing the team that curb stomped them several months earlier in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I think the Eagles are going to fit whatever was happening last week, which part of that was because of the Cowboys defense. I'm going to say that. I think the Eagles figure it out. I think they come back, and I think they spoil the homecoming for the Chiefs, and I think the Eagles win this game.
Wow. I can't go against the Chiefs at home, and I can't see them going 0-2.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel, it feels dirty. right? I feel like if I go with the Eagles, I'm going to have to take a shower. It's just not going to work.
Nick Sirianni will do that to you.
Everything inside me says go with the Eagles because this may be the demise of the Chiefs.
Everything inside
I'm not
you?
ready to go there. So I'm going to stay with Mahomes. I'm going to stay with the Chiefs at home, even though I'm not sure who's going to catch his passes. But I'm like Phil. I'm not ready to give up on the Chiefs just yet.
Oh, and listen, I take no joy in picking the Eagles because I agree with
you. Take joy.
I agree
There's
with all of
joy.
Phil's takes on Nick Sirianni. I wholeheartedly agree with, but I just think they're going to win. So
okay. Next game, we've got Jacksonville Jaguars against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Why did you pick this game?
Because it's a tough game.
You're a horrible human being.
Neil, what do you like?
Duval. As much as I want to pick Duval, I think this is where the Bengals get healthy. I think they win this game. Are they? I mean, obviously they won. They barely beat the Browns last week.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to win this game. I think. Let me just check real fast. Oh, it is in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
It's in Cincinnati. So yeah, we're going to pick them just for the home field advantage. I pick Bengals.
All right, Phil.
Cincinnati Bengals were begging. They were on their knees. They were crying out in the dark, saying, "Please, please, Browns, give us a loss."
Was that a Sabrina Carpenter song?
It could have been. And the Browns over there, just by all rights of ineptitude, just could not close the deal.
Well, you know why? It's because they didn't put Shedeur Sanders in. That's why.
Absolutely. I feel like that is the one case where Myles Garrett could have choked, not to death, but could have choked the kicker and been right in doing so.
Wow.
So the Bengals in September, especially through the first two starts, are like what in Joe Burrow's career 2-9 now.
Yeah.
The Jaguars look like a competent team. They look like an all-together team. They had a nice little preseason extended game. Everything points to the Jaguars here, and I don't feel bad at all. I think that the Jaguars win this.
Jags.
I'll go out on a limb.
Wow. Yeah, this is a really tough game to pick because you're making
You're
a great
an
point.
idiot for putting this on the
Bengals,
docket.
The Bengals in September are just a bad team.
Horrible.
Right. And that's just what they have been. But do you believe in that Jacksonville is going to go there and win this game? I mean, I got to take the Bengals. I don't know how I want to take Jacksonville. I really do want to take them, but I'm not
Hey,
there.
don't fall for the Duval.
I'm taking Cincinnati and we'll move forward. I just can't.
You
can't
fall for the
Random
Duval.
texters on the text line says, y'all better stick with a winner. Chiefs aren't going 0-2. I'm with you, Neil. I agree. I don't think they will, but if they do,
Everybody
I think
was
they're in trouble.
shocked at my Super Bowl prediction. Everybody will be shocked at this prediction next week or tomorrow.
Okay.
Just saying.
I won't be shocked because I can see it happening. But anyway, one last game before we take a break. Let's go. This is a good one. Bears-Lions. Neil.
Bears-Lions. Oh, you're not going to like my pick on this one. So the Bears showed promise. They're obviously a better team. They are still struggling with they're getting used to the new head coach and the new systems and everything. That's going to get better. Obviously, there is a ton of motivation, personal motivation from Ben Johnson to go into his old house and beat his old team.
Oh, yeah.
There is absolutely motivation for that, and I understand that. And normally that would sway me to pick the Bears. However, the Lions are equally motivated. How dare you leave us? We're going to show you shouldn't have left us, right? It is an immovable force colliding with an irresistible force and an immovable object, whatever thing you say.
Yeah.
So I think, and it's a home game for the Lions. I think the Lions get healthy. I picked the Lions in this game. And sadly, with no joy, I picked the Bears to go 0-2 to start the season.
Phil?
On the line, 0-2, not only over the season, but 0-2 within the division. Feels like a death knell to division winner for either team here.
Yeah,
I will, let alone maybe even postseason aspirations. I will go with the Bears, seeing as how I feel like Ben Johnson can coach around whatever it is that they want to do to him, and he can strike that defense in a more preciseful manner, as opposed to I don't know that they necessarily will know what to fully know what to expect specifically out of Ben Johnson, as he has new pieces, and maybe even they might know a few things about what he likes to do, but it's a complete new roster, first look for him. So I'm going to go with the Bears here and feel not too good about it.
So if the Lions could have just shown me something last week, just anything, I would be all over the Lions. but there's nothing positive from last week. Nothing.
Nothing.
At least with the Bears, they showed me 3/4 of what they could be, right?
Yeah.
3 good quarters. I'm going to go with the team that showed me something before I go with the team that shows me
I hate
nothing.
being on the same side as
Right.
well.
So I have to go Bears. I'm on Bears. I feel good about it. I just think the Lions are a bigger mess than, I'm sorry, Lisa. I just think they're a bigger mess than we think right now.
I agree.
So let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll finish our picks on the other side, and we'll see what else we have time for. It's the Weekend Warriors right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
What would you do if you had a little bit more money to do it?
I'd go to law school.
I'd open a bakery.
I'd travel to visit my grandparents I haven't seen in 10 years.
We all have things we want to do in life, and there are people who want to help you do them. So how do we best ask for that help? GoFundMe, the #1 fundraising platform. No matter what your goals are, GoFundMe helps you take an important step toward them. Start your GoFundMe today at gofundme.com/radio. That's gofundme.com/radio. This is a commercial message sponsored by GoFundMe.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
I was opening my pet supply store in 2 days and needed a grand opening banner.
Hold on to your hat. Here come the rush charges.
So I went to Staples. Staples Print Pros were able to print it same day, and I saved big.
Same day, save big? Give that dog a bone.
I'll take it.
For the expert printing your business needs, Staples.
That was easy.
Now at Staples, save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online. It's 9/13. Order by noon for same-day banners. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
To all my friends in Arizona, you don't need Gary Kaltbaum to tell you that your power costs are going up astronomically year after year. Last year, APS had a huge rate increase, which impacted so many families. This year, it's SRP's turn. There is a good chance that the federal solar tax credit, your hard-earned federal tax dollars that you will receive and that pays 30% of your solar system, may be going away at the end of December. But I'm here to tell you about the Solar Sandy solution. Don't regret not going solar now. The Solar Sandy solution strives to achieve zero power bills, or very close to zero. And for over 10 years, my friend Solar Sandy has been helping Arizona families and getting them the federal and state tax credit that helps pay for it. When those bills go up, there's nobody helping you pay your increased power bills. So go to AskSolarSandy.com. That's AskSolarSandy.com and fill out her kilowatt worksheet today. That's AskSolarSandy.com.
The kids' homework, to make sure it's done. The front door, to make sure it's locked. You get it. Things you double check. So how about your child's car seat? Double check your child is in the proper seat based on their age and size, and buckled properly. Making sure the seat is installed correctly should be the single most important double check of your day. Learn more at gohs.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
We talk sports. 1580 The Fanatic.
Weekend Warriors on 1580 The Fanatic.
So we got some more games to pick, don't we?
We do.
Yes.
And, here at the Weekend Warriors, we provide a service. That service is to educate,
and entertain,
and confuse the crud out of you.
and inform.
And Tiger's Paws kind of backs that up as he says, Gawk. Whatever Gawk means. Your picks are having me rethink mine because I was going really hard with trying to go with head over heart. And you're picking my teams that I would go heart over head. See, our service is working. We're trying to help you think.
We're influential.
Right. We're
Yeah.
definitely influential. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, and if you follow my if you're gonna follow my picks, first of all, you should be betting money line. Second of all, please don't.
Please
because I have. You'd be surprised how little confidence I just go on. I go on vibes, man. That's really how I pick. I
Which
pick
way does
vibes.
the wind blow?
Some stats, but listen, I've
Wow.
watched the NFL
Oh, yeah.
for several decades, like many of you have, and I just see patterns over time. And
Oh,
history,
sees it all in his
history does not repeat itself
Sounds like
necessarily, but it always rhymes. And
You
so
start
a
talking
lot of these
patterns.
picks are just because I've seen it before, and I'm like, well,
History
this is
never
what's going to
repeats,
happen.
but it rhymes, but it echoes, but it never repeats itself. It is all a mystery.
Are you doing shrooms in the office right
Yeah,
now?
I think
What are
he
you
is.
talking
I'm doing Neil's.
If that shirt comes off,
wow.
we're going a different level.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
What's our next
game up.
pick, Ralph?
Last 2 games.
Okay. No, we actually
3 games. Well, plus we have to talk about the Cardinals a little bit.
Real quick, Chargers versus the Raiders. I'll start. I think the Chargers were the second best looking team in the NFL last week. They looked that good. We all agree with that, I think. I think the Raiders are not the old Raiders. They are the Pete Carroll Raiders, and they look like it. They came out and played Pete Carroll football, and that's what you can tell. That's going to be a good team this year. They are not the Raiders of the past. I love what Pete Carroll does to teams, and you saw it last week. With that being said, I think the Chargers and Herbert looked so good that if he can keep doing what he did last week, that team has got a very high ceiling. I've got to take the Chargers in this game. It's tough because it's Monday night. It's at Vegas. Those fans are going to be pumped. But I just think if Herbert can come out and play the way he did, the Chargers win that game. So I'm taking the Chargers.
I honestly wish that we knew about Brock Bowers' injury, whether or not he'll play. It's up in the air. Truly,
big deal.
right now. That is a big deal. So with that not knowing, I would bet the Raiders in the points, given that we don't know. But I would pick the Chargers. I think it'll be a close game.
Okay.
So I'm picking the Raiders because Pete Carroll, this is another chance for Pete Carroll to get a shot at Jim Harbaugh, because we know that's not happening, right? They don't really think about it. Baloney, they do. It's the first home game for the Raiders in the black hole, in the Roomba that is the Allegiant Stadium. By the way, if Allegiant goes bankrupt, what's the new stadium name going to be? Anyway, the Chargers are great. The Chargers are as good as people say they are. I agree. I think they are going to get demolished by the black hole.
Wow.
You take that for how you will.
Hate when you get demolished by black holes.
Okay.
All right.
I knew
So
you'd
you
like
got the
that.
Raiders.
I have the Raiders.
Okay. Your Denver Broncos, your Denver Ponies against the mighty Colts.
Give me the Broncos. This is outrageous that it would even be 1.5 points. That I got Danny Dimes full of himself, staying at home. Get out of here, Denver Broncos. They'll be able to steamroll the Colts. Sean Payton angry on his offense after. Give me the get out of here. Anybody who picks the Colts is adult.
Wow.
Well, I will.
Jeffrey O'Brien.
Yeah, I will not be adult. I am 100% with you on this. No disagreement whatsoever. Broncos all the way.
Yeah, I'm on Denver too. I have to see the Colts do it for 2 or 3 weeks before I can start getting on that bandwagon.
I have to see him do it
Sid,
against
do
a
it.
team that I don't think has a chance to be the number 1 overall pick. Like that's what I have to see.
So we're all in line there on
Yes.
Denver. And the final game, my Seattle Seahawks traveling to Pittsburgh to play those mighty Pittsburgh scumbag Steelers.
So I'll go first. Phil goes second. You go third.
Go ahead.
because it's the Seahawks. I'll go first. So the Seahawks are definitely an improved team. Sam Darnold, he's the real deal. Cooper Kupp is gonna be fine. Calm down, Phil. All right. I know he's disappeared, whatever, but he'll be fine.
I don't know
okay?
that.
I think that
I don't feel that at all.
all right. I think it'll be fine. However, Aaron Rodgers might actually be the guy this year. He might be the version of Aaron Rodgers that the Jets thought they were getting from Green Bay. So I've got a feeling with all the motivation in the world, I'm picking again, I take no joy in this. I am picking the Steelers to edge out, not to edge, that's different, but to edge out the Seahawks this weekend.
I'll take a lot of pleasure in the Steelers edging out the Seahawks personally. Aaron Rodgers, those 4 touchdowns, the 4th one is incredibly generous. If you go and watch all 4 of his touchdown, quote unquote, passes, the 4th one is incredibly generous to label it as a passing touchdown. Regardless, the Seahawks offensive line is certainly not going to be helped with by having a TJ Watt to harass Sam Darnold, who you'll think it's Halloween over there by how many ghosts you see. So go ahead, Steelers, and go ahead and try and justify the Seahawks not getting 2 really good losses on the season over there, Ralph.
My only fear with the Seahawks, honestly, for this week is Witherspoon's probably not playing. And he is a catalyst on that defense. So that scares me a little bit because that means you bring Shaquille Griffin in, who's slow and old. I don't like him. And then you got Reek, who just has to have a rebound game because he can't play that bad again or he might get cut. So I'm scared of that. But I do think the Seattle front seven will be all over Aaron Rodgers. They're going to break through that line and they're going to knock that old man into tomorrow. So I think Aaron Rodgers probably walks out of this game on a stretcher. How's that?
Wow.
He will not make it through four quarters.
Bold.
He
That is
will
very
not
bold.
make
That
it
is
through four
bold.
quarters in this game. That's my prediction.
That's very bold.
They will knock him out of the game just like they knocked Purdy, just like they knocked Kittle. They will knock him out of the game, and the Seahawks will find a way to barely win. And I think they do barely win. I think this will be a 1-1 team, and they'll escape and they'll go on. So I'm taking the Seahawks.
They'll escape.
All right. So that's our pick.
Well-
I don't know that we have time to do what we wanted to do, but
Well, hey, let's talk about the Cardinals. I mean, they're playing.
Why?
We are in Arizona.
I've got a game
Phoenix,
that I'd rather do than the
I'd rather do
Cardinals.
than
Let me-
Phoenix Space Radio Station. All right, well, that's fine. I think the Cardinals are going to. I'll
lose.
pick.
This does.
They're
feel
going to
like a
win.
game
It's
that they
home
lose.
game. They're going to win.
this is going to lose. They're going to lose. They
I'm
lost
picking-
7 out of 8 to the
They're not going to lose to the Panthers.
They've lost 7 out of 8.
This feels
They're
like
not
a
gonna
game
lose
that
to the
they
Panthers.
very easily could lose.
They're
Go ahead,
going to
Phil.
win.
What do we got, Phil?
All right, so
Quickly.
in continuing the game that we game style that we've had in the past, this week's game is where he coach at. So of course I'm going to be going and giving equal questions
Oh,
to
this
both
is
of you
another
guys.
Taylor Swift thing?
Yes, absolutely.
done.
So now,
I
just,
love these.
It just so happens
Look at my
that if
camera.
you happen to get this wrong, which I have no doubts that you will, because I mean it's super easy, then I will read a Taylor Swift trivia fact that I'm sure Ralph already knows.
Can you-
Neil, this will be informational for you.
Can you start mixing Sabrina Carpenter trivia in
No.
here too?
Ma-
That'd
you
be
know what?
awesome.
You know what?
I don't know
Next
what
week
that
I
is.
will.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what that is.
What a
Yes.
great suggestion.
Well, I won't be here next week. So neither of us will be here next week. So you do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's fun.
All right, Ralph. We'll start out with you. So I will name a coach. You tell me where he coaches at.
Okay, go ahead.
Matt LaFleur. Does he coach with A, the New York Jets, B, the Green Bay Packers, or C, the Arizona Cardinals?
Green Bay Packers.
That is correct. Look at you. See, this is completely fair.
It's always
All
so
right,
fair.
Neil, we're going to go to you.
Here we go.
Pete Carroll, New York Jets, Seattle Seahawks, or Las Vegas Raiders?
He coaches for the Las Vegas Raiders.
That is correct.
Thought for
Very
sure
good,
you said
boys.
Seattle.
Tied 1-1. We're going to get a little harder here, Ralph.
That's what you
Brian
said.
Thank you.
Dayball, New York Giants, Washington Commanders, or Tennessee Titans?
New York Giants.
New York Giants. Look at you. See? And you were worried. And then we'll do another slightly harder one. Neil, Mike McDonald. Does he coach for A, the Seattle Seahawks, B, On the Farm, or C, 1-800 We Need a Line?
Here we go again.
He coaches at 1-800 Read
No,
a Line.
he does not.
Oh, he does not.
Oh,
Indeed correct.
man, I was
He
so close.
He coaches for the Seattle Seahawks.
You suck.
Taylor Swift, she's won 4 Grammys for Album of the Year, the
She deserves
most
one of them.
of any artist. All right,
Horrible.
back to you there,
Oh, it was
Spunky.
skank.
Ralph, Dave Canales. Does he coach for A, the Jacksonville Jaguars, B, the Carolina Panthers, or C, the Cincinnati Bengals?
Panthers.
Panthers, very good. I had my doubts. And 6,
Whatever.
6, Neil, this one, I'm sorry, this one might be a little unfair.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin. Does
Mike
he
Tomlin.
coach for A, the Pittsburgh Steelers, B, the Bethlehem Bronzers,
Beth.
or C, the Allentown Ayahuascans?
Wow. It's got to be the ayahuasca.
He coaches for the Ayahuascans.
Of course he
Of
does.
course he does. Is unfortunately
Oh,
incorrect.
no.
Mike Tomlin
God.
coaches
How
for the
did I
Pittsburgh
get this
Steelers.
wrong?
Skink
Did
fact.
you know that Taylor Swift has 3 cats? They are named
Oh, my
Meredith,
God.
Olivia, and Benjamin Button.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're
She's so
they're
pathetic.
so
This is
cute.
horrible.
All right.
That woman, that figures.
You know what? This has been a little tilted, so I'm going to go a little bit easier for you
Okay.
there,
All right.
Ralph.
Okay.
Ralph, Alex Golesh. Does he coach for the Tennessee Titans, the Indianapolis Colts, or some ridiculous one like the South Florida Bulls?
Titans.
Oh, unfortunately, you should have known this one. He does coach indeed for the South Florida Bulls, the undefeated.
know that.
Obviously, or else you would have known. Did you know that Taylor Swift taught herself guitar after a computer
Oh my
repairman showed her a
gosh.
few chords?
I should show her something else. But
Okay. Wow. Okay.
All right, Neil.
You're bad.
All right, you know what? I gave Ralph a college one. I'll go and do a college one for you,
Okay.
Neil.
All right.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right. Bill Belichick. Does he coach for A, the North Carolina Tar Heels, B, the Ball State Deflators,
Oh, jeez.
or C, the Jordan Gold Diggers?
Ball State Deflators.
He
That's
coaches for UNC. I'll be nice.
He does.
Yeah. I thought he was deflator.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That's
in,
in
many,
his off
in many,
days.
many ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's go back to being fair here. Ralph.
When have you ever done that?
Ralph, we'll go with Ephraim Bonda. Does he coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Green Bay Packers, or the Cleveland Browns?
I have no idea. Jaguars. I have no idea.
It's the Cleveland Browns. He's the coach of the safeties for the Browns.
Oh my gosh, a safety coach.
Taylor Swift's first single is Tim McGraw, and it was written in math class.
She did Tim McGraw. Okay, good to know.
Wow,
There we
very
go.
interesting.
Well, we're never doing that
What a
again.
great show.
What a great show.
What a great 1 hour visual show. It was awesome.
Oh my goodness. Mistakes were made.
Yeah, thanks for spending part of your weekend with us. As always, we appreciate it. Thanks for participating. It was a lot of fun again today. We'll be back next week. At least I will, with 2 special guests, because these 2 guys are actually going to be out. So it'll be Ralph and others.
And others, that's correct.
So, again, have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you then. It's
Bye.
the Weekend Warriors right here on 1580 The Fanatic. Go Hawks!
2025 NASCAR Championship Weekend. October 31st through November 2nd. Experience the thrill of NASCAR racing at Phoenix Race